Virginia is a different animal than New Jersey. Virginia is primarily left because of Northern Virginia, and I wouldn't say that far left. It's just they're more democratic in the suburbs up by Washington D.C. and Fairfax County and Loudoun County and Arlington County. It's a totally different ball of wax. Now, but Virginia was the state in a primary that defeated Eric Cantor, who was the majority leader of the House and a Republican. And a Republican beat him in the primary. So every state has its little quirks. But now New Jersey is primarily Democrat. And actually the candidate running for governor who's a Democrat, I think, is very qualified.
Okay.
And, former intelligence, helicopter pilot. I mean, her background is
pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I think no matter who wins there, it's going to be a decent outcome for the citizens of New Jersey.
Now, Virginia, isn't the one lady, the lieutenant governor right now, running for
I
governor?
think so. I'd have to double check it.
I think if I saw that correctly, I think so. But yeah, it's. I personally, I think they put a lot of attention in these off-year elections. It's not a major congressional election.
Well, Democrats have had great success in off-year elections. They truly have. And not only off-year, but special elections. And people should never view that as a bellwether for what will come next. And I mean, I think this next upcoming midterms will likely break precedent.
You think so?
Because everyone, just assumes that the president's party is going to lose seats.
Right.
I don't think that should be assumed this time around.
So I have a question. You worked for a board of elections, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's election day. What's going on? Let's put me there. You're there working right now. What's going on? I don't even know what time it is yet. 10 minutes until the polls close. So,
well, here's what's happening. In all the precincts and all 88 counties, they are all starting to wind down. And at 7:30, the polls close, unless there are people in line, which I am fairly certain will not happen today, because the turnout has not been spectacular. But once the polls close, they shut down everything, lock up all the machines, and then they race to the Board of Elections with the voting data, which is actually on like a flash drive.
well, I was going to say, how do they actually count it? Because it's all, we scan our
You scan?
Yep.
Well, every county's slightly different.
Okay.
And this is another thing that your viewers need to understand. Elections are not run by states, they're run by counties. And all the counties in Ohio, like all the counties in Pennsylvania, they do their own thing. They have their own budgets, they can choose their own voting machines, everything.
Really?
That's right. Now, the Secretary of State issues guidance, which is important for many issues. But in terms of how every county counts its ballots is different. Like, for instance, our two of our biggest counties, Cuyahoga and Hamilton County, use paper ballots.
Okay.
And so the paper ballots are run through a scanner. So, but in Delaware County, we use electronic data. So when those sticks come in, the flash sticks come in, they'll be put into a computer, and the votes will be counted like that.
Immediately.
Now there are hard ballot that are used as backups and will be used during the recheck of the data. And they're there for every election. They have to be kept for so many years. It's like a couple elections, 2-3 elections. And then the votes from the in-person absentee voting, which is what Ohio has.
Right.
They do not have early voting. You're listed as
An
absentee walk-in
Right.
on your information. Those votes will be counted as soon as the polls are closed.
Okay. So, like in Logan County, I know it's a paper ballot, and I put it into a machine, it scans it.
That's right. Same thing for us.
It's immediately counting it. It's just not, they're not retrieving that data, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. It's on like a flash drive.
So that's why at 7:30, when these polls close, and a lot of these other states as well, you get such a big dump of vote cast.
From the early votes.
From the early vote. That's what you're getting first, is all the early votes.
That's correct.
Okay. So.
And the absentee votes. How many there are.
Now, help me understand the conspiracy stories of the voting machines are lying, and you can hack into them and steal elections. Explain to me how that's not true.
How do you get the stick to wherever you're delivering it to?
It's locked in a bag.
Somebody has a key?
Only one person has a key, and it's the voting location manager.
So, I mean, you worked it. Is it possible for people to cheat with the computers?
Not in Ohio.
Okay.
No, because there's too many safeguards, and all the ballot. Not only are the flash drives locked, they're put into a red bag. Kind of looks like a health kit or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put into a red bag. They're zipped up and they're locked, and they're brought to the Board of Elections. And the actual ballots that are retrieved from the ballot tabulators are all put together in flatboard and put into a bag and also zipped up. And so
they got the backup.
Oh yeah, if there's any discrepancies, we've done this many times. We have gone to those ballots on election day.
Just to confirm that the data was correct. Mm-hmm. And those spot checks, I'm sure, go on across all 88 counties.
Well, not only that, but after the election, every Board of Elections must test the equipment per directives of the Secretary of State, and it must meet a threshold of 99%.
So, I mean, a lot of those conspiracy stories are just that.
You just said Ohio.
Yeah.
Well,
Ohio's never questioned, though.
Well, I said Ohio because that's my experience,
Right.
But I would be hard-pressed to buy into any of it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I've never thought that was really possible, because there's got to be. Just common sense tells you there's going to be safeguards. One guy isn't in control. There's not like Scrooge McDuck in control of all the voting data.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that's good to know. I mean, that's nice that someone who's worked it, and you've been in this business for a long time. Even though you're only 30, you started working
I know.
Congress
It's
in the
amazing.
80s. It's amazing. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I have any interest in Spainberger wins Virginia governor race. Boy, they're calling that quick.
That's amazing.
Is that the? Tell me, is that the Democrat or the Republican? Do you know?
I think it's the Democrat.
Is it the Democrat?
I mean, I truly did not expect that to be called until much later tonight when Northern Virginia comes in.
Yeah, they're not showing the percentages yet, but wow, yeah, they called that immediately. It's not even 7:30 over there.
Their
Did
polls
they
must have
close
closed at 7.
Yeah, she's showing 43.8%. They called it already.
The
Wow.
Republican is the African American.
Yep. She was the lieutenant governor.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm curious to see how the Virginia Attorney General race, which is the Democrat, got into a lot of trouble for text messages. I'm going to see. They should show that next. There it is. Oh, that's really close. 50-50.
That one's going to go down to Northern Virginia.
And that's customarily pretty Democrat stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he may pull it out.
He might.
Yeah. You know, some people say what you want, but as we were discussing off air, I mean, the political theater today is much different than it was 20 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
What got someone in deep trouble, like even you take the Monica Lewinsky scandal from the mid '90s. If you transplant that to today, I don't think Bill Clinton's getting impeached. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of anything said about it, but maybe from his wife. What do you think?
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, and we're living in very different times.
It's very interesting. Tosh, what do you think about it?
I think the two parties are, like I told you before, they're two wings of the same dove half the time. It's just amazing that we are still afloat. Because did back in the days when you worked there, did you have politicians threatening or wishing death upon other politicians
No.
publicly? I mean, do you think that the parties play the people now just a little bit?
Oh, absolutely they do.
Was there a whole lot of that going on back then, or was it actual politicians that were actually trying to do the work for the small? Because I mean, even congressmen don't really make a whole lot of money in the real world, right?
Well, they make quite a bit of money right now by anybody's
You
standard.
get amenities for being a congressman, but on paycheck, the actual pay, I mean,
I think you're about
180,000 or whatever it
150,
is.
180,
yeah, I mean that's not, but what a household of two professional degree would bring in.
Well, and also they get a lifetime.
Yeah, they get a lifetime of free amenities.
Well, they get that. They get that salary for life.
Oh yeah, true that.
That is, that's a job I need to go for, right? One term and you're good to go.
That's right. Well, I think what's going to be interesting is we're now in the longest shutdown ever. And we're going to have to see how we come out of this and how it's going to affect.
Who's going to cave first? You've been in this game a long time. Who's going to cave, the Republicans or the Democrats?
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is one I cannot call. Because both sides believe they're right, even though they're both wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing their job. I mean, when you go to the Congress, your number one job is to pass the budget. Right. And it's the number one job of the House of Representatives to start all budget and tax bills. So they're just not doing their job. But
so is it grandstanding? Is it? I mean, part of me has wondered how Tosh mentioned, like back in the '80s and early '90s, it wasn't like it is now. But we also didn't have social media, and that constant ability to communicate with the people.
Trump tweet.
No, absolutely. It has changed so much. Where not only is it widely broadcast, but it's instantaneous.
Right. I read something somewhere, they said, well, if there was technology today, back in 1980, 76, Ted Kennedy would not have been able to stay in the halls of Congress.
After Chappaquiddick?
Even after that, they said just, the drinking and the womanizing. But back then it was kind of just par for the course. Nothing was said publicly.
No.
And now you had a bunch of citizens with cameras. Ted would have had a lot of questions to answer that he made.
Many. Remember, Wilbur Mills went into the tidal basin with a hooker.
No, I didn't know about that one.
Oh yeah. Now we have had many colorful incidents.
When did that transition happen? In the '60s, the media actively covered up JFK's transgressions, right?
And Lyndon Johnson's.
And LBJ's. When did that dynamic shift to where now the media is almost looking to bring someone down?
I think at the end of the Bush term, Bush W. I really think it started right around then.
When George W. was still in office or after he left?
Right before he left.
Is it because he was so unpopular or just...
No, it's just that's when the technology really started to come out and make it very difficult for people to hide things.
It's like John Edwards. Yeah. 20 years earlier, that never would have got out. And if you guys don't know, his videographer got her pregnant. She was, and then ended up lying about it and hiding it. And the National Enquirer, of all news publications to break the story, the National Enquirer did. And it took John Edwards down. And I have to say, at the time I was a Democrat, and I loved me some John Edwards. I loved
me
the
too.
guy. a little disappointed in him. I'm like, really, dude? You had it. You could have been the standard bearer after losing with Kerry. It could have been John Edwards' party, but I mean, he ran into a train called Barack Obama that no one could stop.
No.
Even Hillary tried, but that didn't work out.
No.
And if Hillary couldn't beat him, I don't think anybody could have. So, as we're waiting at 7:30, I'm on the Board of Elections site for Bellefonte and Logan County, and nothing's pulling up yet.
Oh, nothing will pull up for
Another half hour.
half hour
Okay.
to 45 minutes.
So, Tosh, tell me, your first presidential election, who did you vote for?
First presidential election, Trump.
That was the first one, was 16?
Yep.
No kidding.
Yep.
Did you vote before, but just not for
No.
president? What inspired you to vote for Donald Trump?
A major change. He's not a politician. He is. He's raw.
Right.
I mean, I think he's the first president to drop the F-bomb, like
Probably.
openly and do it time and time again.
I was just mentioning that before, things he can do that previous
Yep.
presidents can't do. He did drop an F.
Yeah, and then talk about going into Nigeria, guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very brash.
Yeah,
And
30 years ago, that would have been a death. I mean, they would have been
Yeah.
roasted for that. If
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Clinton dropped an F-bomb,
Well, let's look at everything. I mean, he survived the Access Hollywood.
grab him by the you-know-what.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they hadn't even people like my grandma saying, "I don't even care about that," And
See, at the time,
she wasn't a Democrat. Well, she wasn't a Republican or a Democrat. She kind of
in the middle.
Yeah.
I was on board with Donald, but when that Access Hollywood tape came out, my head said he's done.
Mine too.
He can't overcome this, and we were wrong.
We were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, big time. And it really wasn't even a big. You know how under Bill Clinton he'd have these issues, and it would be like a 2-week news cycle of him being in the negative side of the press for a few weeks, and then they'd slowly work out of it. The whole grab him by the you-know-what story lasted I don't think it lasted a week, 3 or 4 days, and people just forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was more of an indictment of Hillary Clinton or just the nation in general? Like they were tired of politics as normal?
I think a little bit of both. I do. I mean, Hillary is a very intelligent woman, but she does not have the political skills of Bill or President Obama. She just couldn't connect to people.
Right. Someone said, they just have it, right? You can't say what it is, but Obama had it.
charisma.
Bill Clinton had it. George W. had it. I mean, the guy
He
was
did
kind of
have
folksy,
it.
but he had an appeal.
Yeah.
And I was a Democrat back then. I hated his guts, but he was very popular for his time. Donald has it. You can't say he doesn't. The people
He
who
does
hate
have
Donald, I mean, they what do you call it? Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, Trump derangement syndrome.
And I get it. I understand. They don't like him, but guy never ran for office in his life and becomes president of the United States in 2016. Unprecedented, right? I mean, that's
Everything
not supposed
has
to
been
happen.
unprecedented. He not only became president, he loses, and he gets the nomination again
Only
after
second president
January
ever.
6th. And I mean,
Again, that was another one. When January 6th happened, I said, well, he's done. He can't come back from that.
He is one of the best political animals I've ever seen. He really knows how to seize up the moment and say the right things,
I
and
know.
and he's in there.
He's unreal. I mean, there's times people, and I've had disagreements with Democrat friends, and they get mad, but how do you like this guy? He's so crazy. Well, yeah, I'm not saying he's perfect, but his policies I like. I may not like necessarily how he approaches people or talks about things, but you know what? It gets the job done.
Well, but here's the thing. Let's look at immigration. Everyone is so upset about his immigration policies, but the president, who was the greatest, who had the greatest number of people he deported, was President Obama. By a long shot. Not even close. It's like Tosh told me, he goes, Barack Obama dropped so many bombs.
We ran
We
out
ran
of bombs.
out.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yes, I
And he
remember-
won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, he did.
I remember telling someone about, just that. Obama deported more immigrants, illegal immigrants, than any president before.
That's right.
It's not a Trump thing.
No.
It's not a Republican thing. Where do you think there's that disconnect? Because now, I mean, the left, and tell me, as a Democrat, it seems the left, and the right does it too. The right hates left-wing people, but the left really seems to have a vitriol hatred of anyone Trump supportive.
Oh, 100%.
Why is that?
It's a dynamic that I've never seen. I get accused of being a Trumper almost every day on Facebook. And, I
Definitely would not. I would call him Trumper.
no. But I am not a crazy left person who believes that if you're a Democrat, you must only vote for Democrats. I have voted for Republicans many times. In fact, the question you asked, Tosh, the person that I voted for president first in 1980 was none other than John Anderson.
You voted for Andrew, the independent.
Yes, I did.
Look at that. I thought you were going to say Ronald.
Wasn't ready then to vote for President Reagan. I would vote for him today. Mm-hmm. I thought he's another one, just like JFK. I don't think Ronald Reagan can get the nomination in this party either.
For the Republicans?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't be right-wing enough.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
And the same thing for the Bushes. No way.
Yeah, George W. wouldn't.
Look what happened to Jeb. He raised all that money and he got
Trounced by the Donald.
trounced.
Yeah. Yeah, Donald was a train. And, I remember back when he first broke in and he came down the escalator. And I remember I was a Democrat watching the news and just making fun of him. He's no one took him seriously.
Well, I wrote a blog back when I was writing my blog under the blue tarp. And I said in July of 2015, before one vote was cast, that he was going to win the nomination.
Really?
I didn't know about the presidency yet, but I said right then he's going to win the nomination because he had a style of communicating and connecting with voters that was like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah. And it's still going on now.
Mm-hmm. If he wasn't term limited, he would win again.
He's the greatest communicator of all times.
Yeah.
He's the greatest communicator.
But someone told me, asked me, how can you go from Barack Obama to Donald Trump? How could I do that? And I said, look, for me personally.
Yeah, but you're one of millions.
Yeah.
That made that transition.
But I said, for me, in 2008, when Obama came in, there was a lot of friction between the parties, just like now. They refused to get along, and Obama promised, I'm going to be the grown-up in the room, and we're going to get things done. And you looked at him as like that fatherly figure, even though he wasn't that old. But he's going to go in there like Ward Cleaver and say, let's sit down and let's figure it out. Well, he did that for 8 years. It didn't work out well. There was still a lot of division.
Well, there was, the Tea Party
Right.
came into being during his administration, and it was something that neither he nor Speaker Boehner could control.
No, they didn't. So I think, for me, what appealed about Donald Trump was, all right, we've tried Barack Obama, the polite, the friendly, the affable, let me figure this out. Let's try this guy. Because maybe it's time for a little more gruffness, a little more assertiveness, and a little more, I don't care if I hurt your feelings, I'm just going to tell you what I think. And that's kind of, for me, that's how I viewed it, was I'm tired of working with the nice guy. Now it's time to, let's try someone who's a little more firm.
Right. Now, and that's like where I grew up in Youngstown, a very strong Democrat area, but very moderate to moderate conservative. And they do not want to hear about people who've had sex change operations going into men's bathrooms or women's bathrooms or vice versa.
I don't think any true American wants to hear about that.
No.
I mean,
Well,
why should
except for the Democratic Party is really sunk their hooks into
Well, I mean,
all these strange social issues.
that's where they lost my brother. He's still a Denver. He leans left, and Chris is behind the camera, but he, told me that was where they lost him, was girls, biological men and girls sports, and the sex change operations for juvenile. All these things that are just extreme by any measure.
By any measure.
That's now been accepted by the left as saying this is how it should be. You're losing that middle. Like we said earlier, I don't even know if we were recording it yet, but how that middle 10% swings elections either way.
Mm-hmm.
They lost that 10, big time.
Handily.
And
So, I mean, there's just so many social issues. And, what James Carville calls us identificarians. That's what he calls his fellow Democrats.
I love that guy.
Oh, me too.
He is funny. And he'll tell you how it is.
He does not mince words. And he said, you know what? You can't cancel me.
Right.
He goes, I'm not with LSU anymore. I'm not with really any organization where you can fire me. Unlike me, I got canceled.
Right.
And they're trying to cancel John Fetterman.
Because he's not going along with the party.
That's right.
Yeah.
That, he's speaking his mind, and I think he's actually correct.
So let's look at, I want to get your opinion on these local issues here in Logan County. I know you're from Delaware County, but you guys also have a 911 levy in Delaware County, right? Where
Yes, we do.
Same deal, tax levy, just like here. I don't think it's going to pass here. More taxes is just not popular. People are tired.
I don't think it's going to pass in Delaware County either.
At what point do these counties realize you've got to stop going back to the well? People are tired.
That's a $6 million question, Dustin, because I can tell you that in Delaware County, that we are either the first or second heaviest taxed county in the state of Ohio. And, it is off the charts. And Ohio is the sixth most taxed state in the union.
Really?
Despite having a Republican legislature, both houses,
And the government
back
manager.
into, there have been two governors elected since the mid-'80s who were Democrats.
Yes, John Strickland was one.
And Celeste.
Richard Celeste, yep, I remember him.
Yep. And, it's ludicrous. We should not be paying this high property taxes because eventually it's going to come back to bite them.
Well, I remember one thing, my brother just moved up from Florida, and something his former governor said recently about property taxes. He's like, look, if you buy a computer at Walmart and take it home, you're not paying taxes on that computer every year after that.
No.
You pay it when you buy it, which makes sense. But why are we continuing to go after the tax dollar for a home every year? You're almost penalizing people from purchasing a home, right? I mean,
And I've always said that for years. You want to see that shift.
And this is what I always believe in talking about the facts. Under the first Trump tax bill, which has now been renewed because it was going to sunset this year,
right.
property taxes can no longer be deducted.
So before they were a tax deduction,
Yes, they were.
and now they're not.
No, they're not. And trust me, I would love to deduct mine.
Wow, I wasn't aware of that.
And so, because what they did is they took out a lot of those deductions and then increased the standard deduction for single and married folks and also changed the brackets around.
Okay.
So, most people don't realize that taxes are an accounting exercise. And that when you file your taxes every April, is to see if you've paid in enough to match your income level.
Okay.
And you pay taxes on every bucket, every
Right.
tranche. So what Trump did in after 2016, his tax bill that he signed into law increased the standard deduction, and that has been going up. It did not phase out the mortgage interest deduction, but like any deduction, if you don't have enough deductions to be higher than the standard deduction, you can't count them.
Okay.
So the people who can count their mortgage interest deduction have to have a huge mortgage,
Okay.
probably well over 700,000.
So the average homeowner is not going to qualify.
No,
Okay.
no, they're not.
Well, that's definitely it's information people need to know. I didn't know that.
That's right. And of course, my party never talks about that sort of stuff, and I think it'd be a great issue. And the Democrats never talk about it in Ohio.
And we got a governor's race coming up next year, right? Mm-hmm. Vivek, is that how you say it?
Vivek.
Vivek. He seems to be the Republican that everyone knows. I'm not sure if he'll actually get the nomination. I would say probably.
Oh no, he's going to get the nomination. There's no
Who's
one.
the Democrat? Who do you think the Democrats are going to run in Ohio?
Well, right now the only declared candidate is Amy Acton, who was, under the current governor when COVID broke. She was his health advisor.
Oh, okay, yeah. She used to do the joint press conferences with him. Okay.
And there is still rumors, very strong rumors, that Tim Ryan is considering running.
Tim Ryan, he is a congressman?
He was a congressman from Youngstown
Okay.
who lost to J.D. Vance
For Senate.
That's
okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
And I hope he runs, because my prediction is Amy Acton will be similar to what happened in the last governor's race when the mayor of Dayton just got her butt kicked.
Oh, well, yeah. So, is that how the party resets? Let's say in 2024 or 2028, let's say JD runs against AOC. And let's say JD wins 47 states. Is that how the party resets if you're the Democrats? When you get trounced really bad?
Well, it helps, but I don't know. I think we're looking at a generational issue at the moment. Like where people my age, people James Carville's age, all those consultants that helped Bill Clinton get elected. Mm-hmm. And in fact, many who helped President Obama get elected, or they're all on the outs.
With whoever, the people who's kind of running the party now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, they brought one fellow back to help with Vice President Harris's campaign, but he really did not have as prominent a role as he could have. He was thrown in at the last minute. David Plouffe.
Oh yeah. So, I'm curious what. Now, okay, this is another election question for your experience. Who uploads the data to the state? Does it go to the Secretary of State first for the counties, or do the counties?
No, what happens is, and that's an excellent question. The data is always handled by bipartisan teams, from the polls into the county boards of election. And so the data will eventually, in fact, there's a special T1 line that is very secure where all the results get uploaded to the Secretary of State's website.
So they release it publicly first and then goes to the Secretary of State's website.
Well, there's unofficial vote releases, but then usually by toward the end of the night, they all get sent to the Secretary of State.
Well, they just called the Virginia Attorney General as the J. Jones, the Democrat. So he was able to withstand that controversy where he said some questionable things. But hey, he won. So good for him. He's the winner. Democrat. Yeah, Lieutenant Governor looks like they called it for her. Looks like a sweep for the Democrats in Virginia. And currently they got a Republican governor, so that is kind of a switch for the state.
Well, you see, but Virginia is a very interesting state where every time you're elected governor, you only serve for 4 years.
Oh,
And
you
that's
can't
it.
run for re-election.
That's right.
So can he run again after one term
No.
with one separated? No, one term and that's
No.
it.
But in Maryland, you can.
But you have to take a break.
You have to take a break.
That's
Why there is rumors, not yet confirmed. And someone I really like as a candidate is the former governor is going to run against Governor Moore.
Really. Mm-hmm. Who's that?
His name just blew out of my head. I can see his face. It's clear as day. But he when he came into power, he got rid of all the stupid taxes Maryland had, all the fees.
Oh, geez.
Reduce them to get over, to get over the Bay Bridge. And
Because Maryland.
there's only one fee he couldn't get rid of, and that was the alcohol tax.
Yeah.
Maryland has a 9% alcohol tax,
Wow. That raises
both
some
in
revenue.
stores and in restaurants.
Wow.
Like if you go out to eat and you get a bottle of wine, you're
9%.
gonna have a tax on the meal, and you're gonna have a tax on the bottle of wine.
Sin tax, right?
It's a sin tax.
Yeah.
You get taxed to death, and we fought a revolution over 4% tax.
Yeah, I mean that's true, and I think that's why tonight we're going to see here in Logan County this 911 levy fail because people are fed up. And I think I released this about a month and a half ago. The Secretary of State, not the Secretary of State, the state auditor did a study in 2019 to let the county commissioners and city leader know how much would this cost if they converge systems. The county sheriff's department and one dispatch, same thing that's on the ballot today, for $3.5 million per year in property taxes.
Larry Hogan.
Larry Ho, yep, I remember that name. But the 2019 study from the Secretary of State said the county and city would save upwards of $250,000 per year. And this was a study done by the Secretary of State 5 years ago. So if you're going to save $250,000 per year, why would you need a levy to generate $3.5 million per year for I think 5 years? It didn't make any sense to me, and I think the voters are just fed up with constantly shelling out more and more money.
Well, that's why you don't see young people buying houses. I
can't,
have said it for
yeah.
years. Young people are going to become more transitional and live out of vans and rent places. I mean, you see what's happening here in other countries 10 years ago.
So well, I mean, and I don't know how it is in those countries you're talking about, but I know
And they're not like us, but you see the takeover.
right. But the affordable housing, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Locally, I'm sure in Delaware County as well. Is it an issue up there?
It is a critical issue in the United States,
Over.
and one I actually have a lot of experience in, and I've written about
Really?
because
Hey, we just,
the fact of the matter is that housing
go ahead.
is on shaky ground because the cost of a house has far outstripped income for decades.
So back when your parents were buying a house, one income could do it.
My parents' house, which was a decent, nice house, cost $20,000. Not even the cost of a car today.
So, what do we blame on that? Is it overtaxation? Is it?
No,
what
it
is
is. It's pretty complicated. But just to give you an idea,
I got it.
then
Should be
in
up now.
the medium price of homes, when everything crashed in 2008, was in the low 200s. That medium price is now in the low 400s.
Yeah, that's okay. Here, sorry, we're getting some results here. President of Council, right now, as it stands, Danielle Buchanan is at 34, Ben Stoller, 39, and Miranda Warren at 25, and 5 undervotes. And Rob, what's an undervote?
An undervote is when you have, in this case, you have multiple candidates running for office. And it says you can choose 3 of 5, let's say. And if you only choose 2 of 5, that's an undervote.
Okay, so you're not fulfilling the requirements for that option. I mean,
Well,
you're
no,
doing what
it's-
you, yeah,
It's your
choice.
It's your choice to vote for as many people as you want, but that's an undervote.
It's right here, write-in votes for the treasurer. It says write-in total 9, for Mark Fissel 0, not assigned 9, and undervotes 94. So, can you explain how you have to be approved by the Board of Elections in some fashion to be a write-in candidate, correct?
Absolutely.
So it's a lot of people I think are under the impression, well, I can just write in myself.
No, you cannot.
Do you remember exactly, the process, roughly what you have to do?
No, I do not.
That's fine, but just it can't be anybody. You can't write in Mickey Mouse. You can, but it's right here. 9 votes for unassigned. So that means that they didn't vote for Mark Fissel, who was the only qualified write-in candidate, correct? Is that how you would kind of describe it? So yeah, you may have voted for yourself, but you wouldn't have counted.
It's truly a wasted vote.
Yeah. So right now there's 9 votes and Mark has 0. So Mark and 94 undervotes. Treasurer was not a popular thing. Now here's the one I'm very curious about. This is the member at large in Bellefontaine. Top 3 get elected. I have issues with a few of them, but it is what it is. Number 1 right now is Wes Easton. He's got 59 votes. Number 2 is Kyle Springs at 57. Tim Steinhausler right now is in 3rd place with 43. And Jenna James is at 42. So pretty close. I mean, it's really early, but yeah, very interesting how that's going to play out. Now here's
And how many are they giving percentage of voters so far in Logan County?
Oh, I don't know where that's at.
I think that was up top. I don't think they're counting. This is just mail-ins and
Right, 9.84%.
yeah, it's just mail-ins and early ballots.
So we're at 10% roughly. Now we got one ward here. Member of the 1st ward for Bellefontaine. There's actually a contest. It's Democrat and Republican. Right now it's 55 in favor of Devin Palmer, 47 for Sarah Lewis. Again, very early.
And let me just correct you. Because this is a nonpartisan election, none of the candidates appear on the ballot with any party identification.
Really? Okay.
That's right.
Well, I see here. We got Lake.
You know who's a Democrat and
Right.
who's a
Well,
Republican.
no, it actually says it here.
But
It
yeah,
does,
but it
yeah.
says on the ballot when you vote.
On the ballot, it doesn't
Yeah.
say. Okay. Let's see here. Township trustee, Lake Township. Well, we got a nail biter right now. Peter Stolley is at 53. Well, no, we don't. They both win. Vote for 2. No one
Yeah,
cares.
see,
Well,
there's a lot of elections
right?
like that.
Yeah.
If you see them, it's there's no
Well,
opponent.
here's something. Do you want to know what happens if an election is tied?
What happens?
Well, first, all the ballots are recounted, automatic recount, because
Now, is that ran through the computer again, or is the automatic recount a manual count of the physical ballots?
it is that is something the Secretary of State gives directions, and typically I've been involved in several recounts. Typically, what happens is a number of counties are not counties, excuse me, precincts are picked randomly. All those votes are manually counted by hand.
Okay.
But then once those are done, then the remainder of the ballots get run through the high-speed counter again.
And do they do that as kind of a way of spot checking the accuracy of the electronic boat rallies?
That happens even later
Even afterwards.
during the campus afterwards.
Okay.
But in all those, in every recount I participated in, not one boat has changed hands.
Here, I can do that
Yeah,
for
pull-
you. Here,
pull it up.
that can be my job.
I'm looking at the results. I don't want to. I can't do anything. I'm not very smart. Board of Elections.
I can do
Bell
that.
Fountain. Top two get in. Right now, it is undervotes is winning at 52. Rick Reed is at 51. Karen Wilson 47. Bryn Daring Stewart at 41. And Brad Flora, he's coming in with 19. So it's still early. Now here we go. The 911 levy. This is with about 10% reporting. Right now we have 88 votes against the levy, 16 votes for the levy.
Yep, Bell Fountain DJ just mentioned that.
I'm gonna say I'm calling that one. That's from our decision desk. The 911 levy has failed. Okay. Let's see here. The Maxwell Center Sunday beer sales, and that's going to pass. 6738. I don't see that failing. People like their alcohol.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's see, we got 20%. Okay, here we go. 20% in now. Council President Ben Stoller starting to pull away with 112 votes. And second was Danielle Buchanan at 70. So the former mayor is looks like he's gaining a lead there with the more votes that's counted.
That's like the most controversial election right now about Fountain.
Yeah, Ben Stoller has his lovers and he has people that don't necessarily like him that well. Be interesting to see what happens. I mean, really, if you look at the city, the way the city government's set up, the president of council has more power than the mayor.
Yeah.
He really sets a lot of the agenda. So he's, it is what it is. Mark Fissel has a vote. Is it 1,500 votes? Mark Fissel is in with one. So good job, Mark. I will call this election as well. I'll call this one. He's the only guy. I got it. He's going to win it. Let's see here. Oh, we got updates on the first ward of Bell Fountain. It's getting closer. The winner's undervotes at 199. But if West Easton's at 144, Kyle Springs 137, Jenna James 121, and in the last place is Tim Steinhelfer with 65.
Darn it, I feel
I'm
so
a
bad
little
about
surprised
that.
about
Oh,
that.
man.
First ward, Devin Palmer is pulling away a little bit, 137 to Sarah Lewis's 72. Township trustee is too early really to say. Let's see here what we got. Tax levy now it's at 199 against the tax levy and 21 for it. So forget about it. That's not going to happen.
So Bell
Jefferson-
Fountain DJ says you need to use the cumulative results. That's a 107-page file breakdown by each ward and precinct.
Well, this is from the Secretary of State's website.
Here, I think it's what I have pulled up on mine. Let me forward this to, I think.
Well, don't forward it to me. I don't have my phone.
Oh, okay, got an email on that?
I don't know.
Is that the same thing you're looking at?
Yeah, it was the other screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me go back to here. That was
Yeah, it says cumulative.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we're looking at.
Oh, this is yeah. All right, here, total votes cast for Ben Stoller. Oh, yeah, it was the number of the results I was reading off just a minute ago. Stoller still winning, 529 to 340 for Danielle Buchanan, 210 for Miranda Warren. Ben Stoller is definitely pulling away with that one. Mark Fissel, he's up to 16 votes. I apologize. He's up there to 16. Undervotes is at 1,058. Let's see here. Member at large. Here we go. Who's winning now? West Easton 1. Kyle Springs 2. West is at 742. Kyle Springs is at 700. Jenna James 586, and coming in batting fourth, Tim Steinhelfer at 375. Actually, the winner on that one as well is undervotes at 1,014. So I was wanting to see if we had any more county. Remember, Bell Center. Anita Legg vote for 4. Well, there's only 2 running, so they both have that one wrapped up. Member council, 4th ward, no one's running against Mick Lyle, so that's no one cares.
No, I thought I seen one for, I want to say it was for Huntsville, and nobody was running for any of them. How does that work when there's nobody running for anything, Robert? Like when there's nobody that applies for the position?
I have never seen that.
I wonder if there's a mayor of Huntsville. Would he be able to appoint?
There is a mayor, because I used to know the old mayor.
So maybe, I'm guessing he might have the power to. You'd have to have a council, right, Robert? You'd have to.
Oh, absolutely.
So you would think, unless the party would, but how could the party? Because he wouldn't. Yeah. I'd say the mayor, but I could be wrong. But yeah, no one, Huntsville, nothing.
Yeah, that's. And do you find less and less people are actually getting involved in politics, and more people just like to rattle off on the cages?
Yep.
This one here, which I know he's going to win because there's only all 4 of them go. But Ryan Shovstall,
good deal.
The former mayor extraordinaire, love this guy.
Good guy, very good guy.
He's leading the race up
for
there.
council.
Yeah, for council, but they're all getting in.
Yeah.
So Ryan, congratulations. We're glad. I know the village of Lakeview is
the people of Lakeview.
The
actual people of Lakeview
are thrilled that you're back in politics. Quincy had 1 person run for council. I mean, this is the thing that I have an issue with. Folks, you got to run. We can all sit back here and say what we want to say about Sharon Fry, who ran for council of Ridgeway, and Stephen Lowmaster, 2 of 4. But they ran. At least they ran.
Yeah.
Put your name on the ballot. If you want to change the representation that represents us, you gotta run. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, we have so many races where there's Huntsville, no one's running, or they're uncontested.
And that's the biggest thing.
I had on my ballot, I had 3 uncontested races.
That defeats the purpose of an election, right?
Oh, totally.
I mean, even in 1984, when Mondale went against, he still ran. Ronald Reagan beat the tar out of him, won 49 states, but people had a choice.
They did.
You know, give people the choice. And if you're on your couch thinking you could run for city council of Bell Fountain, please do it. Please do it. If you think you can run for any office, I don't care what it is.
The number of people you need to get on the ballot as a major party, it's not very many.
No, it's not. I was looking into it.
It's only 25 signatures to be a trustee.
Yeah, I think the council was 50 in Bell Fountain.
Yeah.
That's it.
The thing that's crazy about Ohio is that the age limits to run for governor and really any other offices, not counting federal offices, is 18 years of age. So as long as you're 18, you can run for governor or lieutenant governor or secretary of state.
Again, here in West Liberty, they have 2 running for 4 positions.
Yeah. I think there's less and less people that really want to deal with politics. And
same with West Mansfield. 2 people for 4 positions. They do have a write-in candidate, but I mean he'll get in too. So good job, Derek Dietrich, for being a write-in. So how do you get on? How does that happen? You don't run as a party under a party name. Is that how you get in as a write-in, or you just missed the filing deadline?
No, you can petition to get in as a write-in.
Well, there will be no mayor of Zanesfield.
It's
no
crazy.
One ran. No one ran.
Maybe there was no one up for re-election.
Yeah, vote for one. And remember, there's nothing for Zanesfield. Are they being? I don't know what's going on there.
Nothing's come in yet.
No, there's no one on the ballot.
No.
See, like right now, I was just looking at Delaware's page, and none of the 177 precincts are reporting yet. So all this is early vote. It is very, very early. It doesn't mean anything.
Boakes Creek Township. Where's this at, Tosh? You know where Boakes Creek is?
Don't even go. I think it's north of the lake a little
Well,
bit.
we actually have a race with more people than they need. So this is a competition. Todd Elliott's at 60 vote. James Rice is at 53. And Paul Schaller is at 39. So it's anybody's ball game at this point. So good luck there. At least we got something going on here. Also for Harrison Township, I don't think that's up at the lake, is it, Harrison?
No.
I think that might be out near where my parents live on Ludlow. David L. Jackson's at 108 votes. Gerald Wilford's at 79, and Darren Collins is at 57. Top two get in.
Mystic says West Mansfield is where Harrison's at.
Okay. Well, West Mansfield will have some representation there. Jefferson Township trustee, we got, they're both running, so it doesn't matter. There's only two. Same with Township trustee for Lake Township. And
I say right about now,
same for Township.
the digital
Liberty
data is starting to hit all the boards of elections.
Now, how long does it take them to process it till they put it out?
We'll know
Minutes.
everything by 10:30.
Township. Hey, it looks like Keith Levan, he is leading in the Township trustee, Monroe Township trustee spot. Keith Levan is winning with 117. Donald Bradley at 64, Robert Zimmerman 68, and James Naderer at 62. So Keith Levan is leading that one. Top two get the win. And we got one here in Perry Township trustee. Top two get in. Number one right now is John Gibson, 94. John Bowman, 84. Brian Tracy at 44. And nothing there.
I think I know John Bowman.
Nothing there.
I think he was my neighbor growing up in East Liberty.
Rush Creek Township. Vote for two. Well, he got one and a write-in, so that they're both winning. Stokes Township. Is that up by you?
Yep, that's me.
Okay. We got
There's three and two openings. I don't even want to hear.
Steve Terrell is winning with 178 right now. Number two is Terry Hanold. He is at 136, and James L. Baker's at 101. So it's still competitive. And the Township Trustee of Union is just one person running.
Have to bite my tongue.
We got three write-in candidates for Washington Township Trustee. Top two get in. Tucker Bergs at 3. Jacob Wildermuth at 3. And Tether Falders at 2. So that's a nail biter. It's tight. It is really tight.
That's a snail man's game.
Yeah.
Jonathan said Boakes Creek is Ridgeway and West Mansfield Harrison Township is Bellefontaine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Again, member of governing board of Educational Service Center Midwest Region Subdistrict number 2. That is a mouthful, and no one ran. Member of governing board of Educational Service Center Midwest Regional Subdistrict 4. Vote for one. We actually have a race here. No, we don't. It's just one person, and it's a write-in. Folks, 2 years from now, next year, I want to see a lot more people running here.
Do you think as time goes on, more people start voting, or do you think we see more people going away? Because, I've expressed before, until there's another Donald Trump, I don't think I'm gonna vote again. I don't really believe it really makes a darn.
Well, in Delaware County, typically we have a very high turnout. Except for this election, the number of people who voted in-person absentee was only about 9,000 people out of 167,000 registered voters. We'll see how many come in today. I will know tonight the percentage of voters for Delaware County. And what is discouraging to me is in Delaware County, the number of voters from 2024 to 2020 declined.
That's crazy.
But I mean, still very high participation.
Right.
But it declined.
Here we go. Another one. Benjamin Logan, member of their Board of Education. No
And here's the
No
thing:
one
if a county reports like 80% of its registered voters voted, that's pretty close to everyone.
Right.
Because between people relocating, dying, all that, it's all in the wash. Like right now, all the counties, the registration is not going to change until after the May primary. The numbers are not going to change.
So I mean, during off-year elections, I mean, it's normal for lower turnout.
100%.
What do you remember the last? Were you working during the last? Or 2020, you were.
2020, 21, 22.
So the 22 was the last midterm. So do you remember 21? That was kind of like this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember roughly the percentages of turnout that year for Delaware
I
County?
don't. I'd have to take a look.
It's just I know it's. See if they got any updates here. So far, nothing. 31 registered voters. 31,000 registered voters total.
In Logan County?
Yeah. And right now it's showing 3,500.
10%, just
Yeah.
a little over.
Yeah, a little over 10%, but they're still counting, obviously.
Yeah.
So we're still, it looks like we're holding steady here.
Yeah.
Same numbers as a little bit ago.
Yeah, nothing's going to change for a while.
Well, if you go back to last year's, it'd give you a general idea. You would think. Or is the reverse? Is this election freshly after we changed presidents? Is it always kind of way less than normal turnout?
Oh, it's always the election cycle right now for nonpartisan races at the local level always has the smallest turnout. And then there's midterms, and then presidential.
What do you think is the best barometer? Are midterms really that much of an indicator of how popular president, whoever is in power, is?
To me, it is a yes and no. It's mostly no because congressional races, as the great Tip O'Neill used to say, all politics are local. Mm-hmm. And so when you have these, the entire House of Representatives and a third of the Senate running during a midterm, it is often local issues that play a greater role than any president could foresee or attempt to play. As people, I'm sure they remember when Bill Clinton was president in his first midterm, he got wiped out.
He got beat bad.
And likewise, during George Bush's first midterm, he got wiped out. And
Same with Obama. His first midterm, they got smoked.
And we're gonna see what happens here. I really believe it could be one of those midterms that defies predictions.
Anything from the New York City race?
Well, the polls don't close until 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah, they stay open late.
Well, we're not going to get to see that.
Well, so question though, you have these, these candidate off places that go unfulfilled. And let's say it's in a place that gets a Zoran Mamdani as a mayor. How fast could the politics of a town go from rural conservative America to Sharon Law?
Well, it depends on the number of, the makeup of your local councils. as well as one.
It's not far out of the reach. It'd only take 2 or 3 voting cycles and
No, it could happen relatively quickly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
Overnight.
no.
Wouldn't be overnight, but 2 or 3 voting cycles, and unchallenged after unchallenged open seats. I'm gonna appoint Dustin just because somebody's got to do the job, and then by then they got we've had large amounts of people come over from certain other areas of the country, and it's really crazy to see that now we might have somebody who was born in Uganda take over the biggest city in America.
8 million people.
Yeah.
And wants to open up grocery stores.
But to be devil's
free
advocate,
grocery stores.
you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, governor of California, and he was born in Austria. So I mean,
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But yeah, I mean, the you don't see, and you can. I don't know how much you've looked up, but you can see this man and the guy from Minneapolis in tribal traditional celebration, wishing death upon pretty much the rest of Americans because of their religion. That I don't feel is right. You never seen Arnold Schwarzenegger actually breaking an American.
Right.
It was only in the movies.
But just like I mentioned earlier, I mean, the people that live there, that's their choice.
Yeah.
And if that's what they pick,
Or if they choose not to participate.
right. But that's if you choose not to participate, that's almost like witnessing a crime and not reporting it. I mean, do your due diligence and do your job. I mean, how many thousands and thousands of soldiers and other American heroes died
Yep.
to give us the right to vote? Go vote.
Well, you got to run too. You got to have something to vote for. Is what I'm getting.
Exactly.
We got to get people involved on both sides. And I know back when I was in school, they had what do they call that? They always tried to go and get you to register to vote, count the vote, something to vote.
Yeah.
MTV
Back
did
in the
it.
90s. Yeah.
Push the vote, count something like that. But you don't see anything pushing people to run for elections. You don't see that. You have a high school president, but come on now, we all know that was just the football guy.
More or less, yeah.
And it's not a real election now. Nobody teaches the kids anymore. So I feel, the ones that really want to do it or could be good at it, they're just going through their day-to-day life.
Could be good at what? At running?
At whatever position in politics.
Right. Well, and
Ones that would not be bought or sold.
But I see it differently, and I'll tell you why. 40 years ago, you needed money. You needed influence to get what? Money to run for these positions. You didn't get on TV without that. Now, we all have these things.
Mm-hmm.
And the right video, the right person at the right time can catch fire.
Yep.
And become somebody with no money. So I think there's that balance where that what you're saying is true, but the right person with the right message doesn't need one ad dollar. Because if you get it there, you're going to get it. Because then you're going to get free advertisement.
Do you think that from going forward now we'll have more presidents like Donald Trump that got there through, not political ways?
But no, I think Donald Trump changed the narrative to where a national politician is going to talk directly to the American public whenever he or she feels like it, without filters, without it going through 7 people. You worked in politics, you know how it used to be, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
It wasn't direct ever from the person to the public. It was you gotta have 16 people say, okay, you can say that.
Right.
No.
It's got to be looked at, reviewed, made sure, Donald changed it. He said, I'm going to go right to the people. I'm going to tell them what I think. I remember his first term with the Twitter.
Tweets.
I only downloaded Twitter just to watch what he was saying because it was entertaining. Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing some news people say when he got reelected this last election that, oh my gosh, he was exhausting the first time around. And now he's back, because under Biden, he was not very vocal.
Biden was kept under wraps
Yeah.
for 4 years.
And this is something, I don't know if we're going to get any more results right now. I'll go through it again before 9. But tell me, as a Democrat, Rob, when you watched the debate in June of last year between Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Before that debate, did you feel Joe Biden still had a chance?
No.
You were already thinking he was done?
I was already hearing rumbling, and I could see him on the few times he appeared for press conferences. I mean, I could just tell that the guy was losing it.
I've told my wife, she wasn't a big politician into politics, but I told her, I said, you know what, when Joe Biden was vice president, he was engaging, he was funny, he would say crazy stuff, kind of like Donald Trump a little bit, he'd say whatever. I liked the guy. He seemed very likable.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I voted for him in 2020.
Good politician. I mean, he was. He lost. I mean, but he lost it. He was old. He was not.
Health goes down fast. Health goes down real fast, and we all learned what his health was in reality.
And you see it, and you feel bad for the guy.
Oh, I did, but I'm going to tell you, when I told many of my favorite, not favorite, but fellow Democrats that Joe needs to step down, they went crazy. I lost friends on Facebook because I dared say that Joe Biden was too old to run for president.
I mean,
And then even after that debate, there were holdouts.
I know that. I love watching debates. It's like my Super Bowl. I'm a political nerd, and that one was a train wreck from the beginning, and it just didn't get anywhere. It didn't get any better for Joe and Donald. That was I mean, it was over at that point. After that debate, it was over, and then you put the assassination attempt in there, and that just.
And now what's really starting to come out is how many of Biden's people did their best to sabotage Vice President Harris's run for presidency.
You worked down there for years. You were in Washington, D.C. Does that surprise you that they would not get behind Kamala? Is that an indictment on Joe's staff or an indictment on Kamala as a candidate?
It does not surprise me at all.
Really?
The only thing that is different now as compared to back then is information leaks out now via social media. And, and even the vice president in her book really was very harsh toward the Biden people and Biden himself.
Yeah.
I mean, she's getting ready. She's getting her makeup done for the debate. And the phone rings. And it's President Biden pleading with her to not throw him under the bus.
And will she blame that for the reason she went on The View and said, when they asked her, what would you do differently? And
No,
nothing.
that was her own fault, I believe. I mean, how could anyone say nothing?
I know. Especially as unpopular.
David Plouffe, from what I understand from different publications, as soon as those words came out of her mouth,
He knew she was stumped.
No, he got in and stopped the broadcast and said, "Can we do that again?" And they said, "No."
We got gold here. Yeah. She was just, I think, the right candidate from the Democratic Party could have beat Donald Trump in 24.
They would have had a chance.
Yeah.
Shapiro would have had a chance.
Yeah. Or Fetterman.
Or Fetterman.
Yeah. But so they've got to run the right person in 28.
They have to pick the right person.
And everyone's hearing AOC's name thrown around, man. And I think she could win the nomination.
She might.
Is that a scary thing to think about compared to what our government used to be?
It's a nightmare. It's a freaking nightmare.
As a reminder, she beat a very popular Democrat congressperson back when she beat him in the primary DeMount. And he was very powerful. He'd been in Congress a long time. Don't underestimate AOC. I don't think anyone does now.
I don't underestimate her. I mean, she could get the nomination, but there is no way she would ever be elected president.
That I agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
She
plays to that
will
one
get
wing.
slaughtered.
She plays to the left wing of the party. And people can say what they want about Donald Trump. He's not far super right wing. He's right, but
I know a lot of Republicans who consider Trump too moderate.
Well, he used to be a Democrat. He was a Democrat until he ran for president.
Well, he did business in New York City. He
Yeah.
almost had to be a Democrat, right?
He contributed to Hillary's campaigns. And
I used to
friend
think it was
with
one
the
of his,
Clintons.
one of his funny jokes back when they were talking about how bad he was. Well, they didn't say these bad things when they came to me for money back when they needed it.
That's right.
Yeah. Made them look like hypocrites.
Well, and this is what's going on. You know, we're in such a different dynamic that no one can agree to disagree anymore. I mean, we can't have Tip O'Neill going to the White House and having a scotch
Yeah.
with Ronald Reagan.
I remember sharing a quote from Ronald Reagan. Didn't get any play because it wasn't popular, I think. And Reagan, he was asked back in the 80s, how can you drink with Tip O'Neill, play cards with him? And President Reagan said, well, from 9 to 5, he's my political enemy. At 5:01, he's my friend.
Yeah.
And that was the environment back then.
Well, even President Obama had Speaker Boehner over to the White House many evenings drinking wine and talking over. Remember the grand.
The beer summit.
Yeah.
Yes.
The grand bargain.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't go through. They couldn't get enough votes.
Why do you think that's changed so quickly to where now, if Donald Trump was seen having dinner with Nancy Pelosi, there'd be a revolt on both sides of the aisle.
Well, look at what's happening with the representative from Georgia. She's being questioned because she's
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
green.
Yeah.
She's being questioned about, well, is she really a Republican now? And I really think it is, a lot of social media, and people have just retreated into their corners, and they don't want to come out.
And it's ending relationships.
Oh, yes, it is a lot of relationships.
Family members hate each other.
Yeah, you see, this is why I give Tosh so much credit, because we've known each other for a long time, and we've had discussions.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of friends who are my fishing buddies
Yeah.
that I've had to talk through this stuff. But there's no one hating each other.
Right.
There isn't anyone, getting ready to throw a punch because, you voted for Donald Trump or whatever. But
I think that's part of the issue.
People don't commute, like, we're not a community anymore.
Right, and that's kind of the theme of what I do other than is the community.
Yeah.
I remember telling a Democrat friend of mine, it was not that long ago. She no longer my friend, I don't think. I've been blocked and everything else. But the premise was, just because, like, if you come at me and say, if you like Trump, you hate homosexuals. Well, I can't defend that because you're already coming at me saying what I hate, or you support Hitler.
My uncle was a homosexual and he liked Trump.
Right, but you know what I mean? Like, they frame it in a way to where they kind of paint you into a corner to where you can't find common ground because now you're angry. I don't like Hitler. I don't approve of that. But, it's almost like they're forcing us to hate each other by the rhetoric we throw at each other when we really don't know what we're saying. Like the lady, you know who you are if you watch this. I don't support those things. I never have. We just disagree politically. And it's okay to disagree and still like each other.
Yeah.
100%.
Debate without hate. I think that's why within the fishing crowd, there is no politics. You're going out there, you're going fishing. You sit there and bullshit and you make fun of them. He'll make fun of you. You throw the walk line back in the water and you catch a fish. It never has become so far where the community has. It's almost like you have the north and the south side. It's very much like that, again, and it's no longer just going. Well, we are here. It's the left. They got to go as far left as possible.
And this is funny. It's not funny, but ironic. How many years did we fight in Congress and Senate and White House to desegregate this country? And now we are segregating ourselves.
Almost more segregated on
purpose.
policy or politics.
Yeah,
parties.
on purpose. We're purposely segregating ourselves. How many people died to create an unsegregated United States of America.
Absolutely.
And now we are purposely saying, I don't want to be with people not like me.
Well, do you think that, the use of these NGOs and everything to go out and we create protests? Our tax dollars are funneled through to create protests to keep the community. We kind of almost got to just. Most people that are fighting out there aren't even from where we live. You know what I'm saying? They're there just for a show.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
did you have that back in the late 80s, early 90s?
No.
Not like
There was no wasteful money on stuff like that, so where did this idea that we got to start wasting money on these really? Some of them are just crazy and anti-human ideas.
I don't know.
part of it, I think, is social media and the internet